He gives the middle finger in court right after being convicted of murder, while the victim's family sits there watching him. No remorse, no shame, just pure arrogance. The verdict is barely read before he starts acting like he's untouchable, completely disrespecting the man he killed and the family he destroyed. And once you see the brutal crime that puts him in that courtroom, his disgusting behavior becomes even harder to watch.
The law in this state allows only one sentence for first-degree murder, and that is life without parole, and that will be your sentence. That will be the sentence of the court. You're remanded to the custody of the sheriff for implementation of that sentence.
The man he kills is a complete innocent stranger. They have never met, spoken, or even crossed paths before that night. His only mistake is pulling into a parking lot at the wrong time while someone nearby has already decided that an innocent stranger is going to pay for something he has nothing to do with. He isn't targeted because of anything he does. He becomes a target because of who someone wrongly believes he is. And that's what makes the case so disturbing. A man who doesn't even know these people exist suddenly loses his life over a situation he is never part of. To understand how a stranger ended up in the middle of all this, you have to go back to the night it started, when 3 people made the drive from Texas and checked into a hotel for what was supposed to be just another stop. There was the man you saw in that courtroom, his girlfriend, and an associate who'd come along for the ride. What none of the other guests knew was that the girlfriend had been posting ads online, advertising services out of that room, with men coming and going through the night and into the early morning hours. For a while, it ran the way these things tend to run: quiet, transactional, nobody paying much attention. But at some point that night, one of the men who came through that room turned on her, robbing her and assaulting her before taking off down the hallway and out of the building. She wasn't hurt in silence, though. The moment it happened, she was already moving, already running through that hotel, and she had her phone pressed to her ear, calling the one person she knew would react. On the other end of that call was the man who had driven her there, the man who would later flip off a courtroom full of grieving people, and whatever she told him in those few frantic seconds, it set everything in motion. That single phone call is where this turns, because what he chose to do next is the reason a stranger never made it home. After that call, he didn't stop to ask questions or wait to find out who'd actually done it or where they'd gone. He came out of that room already searching,